It is Christmas time again. 75 years ago, when I was a little girl in Hungary, it was just boiling. It was just the middle of the Holocaust. And although it was in the middle of the war, people were still excited about Christmas. And my mother and I were walking in Budapest. We went to the railway station, Keleti pálya udvar, and it was all hustle and bustle, and everybody was rushing and hurrying to get home in time for Christmas. And suddenly, out of the blue, there were these police whistles everywhere. And from nowhere, the uniformed SS soldiers came in through every door, every nook and every cranny with Alsatians and made a cordon. And anybody who was within this cordon, it was like a death trap. They had to show the papers. If they had the wrong papers, they were all killed or put into a van that was waiting just outside. And they were after the Jews. We were inside the cordon with my mother. My mother used this disguise to hide that we were Jewish. She wore a Red Cross uniform, which was white overall with a little white thingy and the Red Cross. And I usually had bandages around my face. And if we would be stopped, my mother would obviously say, "Excuse me, I'm taking this little patient to the hospital." This was Christmas Eve. And of course it was the last place or last time that we had the occasion that we thought anything like this would happen. So we were in the middle of this cordon, and people had to be examined and showed whether they have papers. And also I have witnessed that boys and men had to undo the flies. And of course, to me, as a little 7-year-old girl, I really didn't know what it was all about. And if they didn't like what they have seen, those people would have been taken out. So there was a little old lady around the corner sitting there selling Christmas trees. Now, we didn't have much money, so my mother, she was partly inside this cordon and just gave her some money. She says, "Can I have that little Christmas twig?" And you see, this looked like that. And every Christmas I buy myself one, just to remind me. So with this twig and me, my mother went to the first soldier there. He happened to be a big, fat, red-nosed soldier with a big gun. And my mother went there and she said, "Oh, please, would you examine our papers first? It is Christmas Eve, and you see, I would like to go and light the Christmas tree and welcome little Jesus before I go on night duty." And of course he started, lovely, patted me on the head and says, "No, my sister, you just go. We are not looking for decent people like you. We are looking for the stinking bloody Jews." And when he said this word, I could just feel how the sweat was coming out of me, but I just smiled. "Go on, Happy Christmas, sister. Happy Christmas, my little darling." And so we went off, clutching this little prickly Christmas twig, and this saved our life once again. And every Christmas, it is 75 years now, you know, I buy a little twig like this, and I just love it, and I'm just so grateful that I am still here to tell the tale, how the little prickly Christmas twig has saved my life. And this is Christmas to me, and it will be forever.